When doing a restoration, your motor is the heart and soul of your build, but it's also the most expensive. This is our 1976 Chevy Blazer we're restoring, and it's time to show you guys what motor we decided to go with on this build.
It's not even gonna splash at all.
Oh, no! Two are moving. Hopefully it's not too bad.
Rods, are you in there?
Oh, this thing's toast. For those of you who are new, this is the small block This is the small block 350 that we pulled out of the Blazer that is completely seized. And originally we were planning on rebuilding this, but then we found a better option, which is this LS right here. So it does have a couple of small issues, but we think this is, don't show them down there. Don't show them yet. But we think this is gonna be a great motor to put in the Blazer build. So the first thing we wanna do is we wanna get this motor torn down to see what seized it. It's really intrigued us because we tried to get this thing spinning originally when it was in the Blazer and we just couldn't move it. So we want to tear this down and figure out what is stopping us from spinning this over. And then after we tear it down, we want to see what block it is to see if the block is even usable. After we do that, we're going to turn our attention to our LS and start to do a tear down on this to hopefully see what condition our block is in.
Now with most of the sheet metal work done on our Blazer, it's time to turn our attention to the motor. Now originally, this Blazer came with a small block Chevy 350. These motors are fine and they've been used for years and years and years. But to rebuild this motor would cost over $10,000. And in the end, it wouldn't make that much power. The LS3 on the other hand, from factory is already going to make 430 horsepower. But with all the add-ons we're going to be putting on this motor, we're going to be creeping up on the 500 horsepower range. And that's going to be plenty for this old Blazer. So now let's get started tearing both these motors down and figuring out what's wrong with them.
Okay, let's see how much is in there. Watch, it's just gonna splash all over me.
It's not even gonna splash at all.
Oh no! Ooh, that is some dark. That's black. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Bro, that's crazy.
That's some sludge.
Stick your finger in it and put it in your mouth. Tell me how it tastes.
what do you think? Probably a 70s?
1970s oil
1970
change.
oil change.
Well, we're gonna be here for a minute.
As you can see, this motor has definitely seen better days, but we still don't see a reason why this motor is all locked up. So we're gonna have to continue to dig deeper. We need to remove all the rocker arms, that way we can get to the head bolts. We were surprised a lot of these bolts came right out, but a couple of the push rods seemed like they were almost seized in the heads. Maybe that could be what's causing this motor not to spin. Now with all the rockers removed out of the way, we're gonna attempt to take off the intake manifold. This intake was full of gunk and grease and dirt to the point where we couldn't even see where the bolts were. After we did some heavy persuading, we finally got the intake cover to pop off.
There we go. Good?
Oh, how delicious. Don't put that in there.
Now with the intake manifold off, we can remove all of the head bolts. Now these bolts are probably the tightest bolts on the block. And since everything was rusted on this motor, these ones were even harder to get out. Now with all the bolts out, we can pry off the cylinder heads, and hopefully we don't find any surprises.
Oh my gosh. Look at that, both the rear. Okay guys, we found out why the motor wasn't spinning over. Check this out. You can see both of our rear cylinders are completely rusted. I mean, look at those sidewalls. That's crazy. Everything else really doesn't look too bad. But I mean, look at this side. Ugh. That is why we couldn't get it to move. Wow. Well, we're gonna flip this over now and...
You wanna flip it over?
pull the pan first and then flip it over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna pull the pan and then we'll flip it over.
Yeah.
Mike and I have had too many instances where we try and pull these motors apart and somehow there's still a ton of oil in them and they make a huge mess. So we're gonna go ahead and pull off the oil pan first while it's sitting upright, and then once we're positive most of the oil is drained, we'll flip it over. Now we can continue with the disassembly of this motor.
Time to see if this thing spins over.
This is the moment of truth. If this thing doesn't spin over right now, it's going to be extremely difficult to get all these pistons and empty this block. This is not looking good. Since we still can't get this block to spin over, we're going to try and start to take out the pistons. We can get to them by removing the rod bolts and pushing them out of the cylinders, hopefully to remove some tension that is being placed on our crankshaft. So now we're going to attempt to remove the rest of the rod caps and hopefully punch out all the pistons. Now after hours of work, we were finally able to remove 6 pistons. The crankshaft finally comes out, but the battle isn't over yet because we still have to get those last 2 pistons out. And man, they were stuck.
Okay guys, we have got most of the block completely disassembled, except the camshaft. But these last 2 pistons are kicking our butt. We're doing absolutely everything we can to not damage the block and try and punch these out, but man, they are pretty stuck in there. So we're gonna keep trying to punch these out and hopefully we don't destroy this block.
One wrong swing could make this entire block completely useless. So we're gonna wanna be pretty careful when smacking on the rods to try and get these pistons out. And after what felt like hours with a little bit of wire weaving, we finally were able to get the pistons out.
Oh my gosh.
Your chunk's missing out of the...
Oh!
Hey!
Now with all the pistons out, we can work on removing the last piece of this puzzle, which is our camshaft. We have to get all of the lifters removed first before we can pull the camshaft out. And luckily, most of these lifters came out pretty easily without a lot of force. Once all the lifters were out, we were able to just slide the camshaft all the way out and finish the disassembly of this block.
Okay, well, our block is completely disassembled. All the parts are out of it. So that is a Bear 350 right there. It is a 4-bolt main, so it's a good block. But man, these last 2 pistons were such a pain to get out of this. So now that we got this disassembled, we're gonna throw it in the trailer, get cleaned up, and then we'll get our LS and start to tear that apart. Alrighty, well we got everything cleaned up, and you can see this is our LS motor that we're gonna be using for our Blazer build. It does have a couple of concerning things. Of course, you can see one big one right here on the front, and then there's also a really big one underneath. So we're gonna start to tear this thing down, get it all cleaned up, and see how bad this block really is.
When Mike and I found this block, it was such a great deal, we just couldn't pass it up. We have always wanted to start to tinker with LS motors, and so we figured this would be a perfect opportunity. But like I said, this poor motor definitely has some issues. But either way, we are excited to tear this block completely apart and figure out everything that's wrong with it. And hopefully, it will be a good core for our Blazer build.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Now with both the heads off, nothing looked out of the ordinary until Mike started to spin this over.
One's not moving.
That's the one. Wait, go. Move it. Oh no. That's funny. Is that one moving too?
Two are moving.
Alrighty guys, so we may have found the reason why this guy let go of this motor. So, if I grab the balancer and spin this motor, you can see most of the pistons move. And all 4 of the pistons should be moving, and on this side, all 4 of them should be moving. But, both of our front 2 pistons aren't moving, which means we probably have some damage inside the block. So we're gonna see how bad this damage is. We're gonna flip the motor over and hopefully it's not too bad. Watch out for the...
Hello? Rods, are you in there?
Oh, this thing's toast.
Did it hit?
There's only 1 rod.
Or should I get the camera? Oh, there's one there. Look.
Por Dios.
Oh, yeah, look, it smacked the case.
Did it? Where? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No good, buddy bud.
Alrighty, well, you can see that's not good. So the block has some damage in there, which sucks, but we're gonna get the crank out, try and get all the pistons out and out of the way so we could really take a look at this block, and this thing might not be usable.
This really sucks. It seems like Mike and I have the worst luck when it comes to stuff like this. But we're gonna do our best to tear the rest of this motor down and figure out if this block is even usable or not. The machine shop may be able to save this, but we won't be sure until we tear it all the way apart.
Only 2 broken pistons. Oh, only 2 broken rods.
Now with all the pistons out and removed, we can do the final disassembly of this block, removing the balancer, oil pump, timing gear, along with the cam retainer, and then eventually getting to the crankshaft and camshaft.
Okay guys, the block is completely torn apart and it's pretty bad. As we were pulling off our crank bearings, you could see there's a little bit of metal right here, and looking on the back sides, there was also a tiny bit of metal. And so if you actually look down in the galley right there, you could see there is a huge chunk of, I don't even know. I mean, that's just bearing, gotta be. Wow. All right guys, but that's pretty much it for disassembly on the motor. So we got the original motor torn down, and I'm sure we're gonna build that in the future. And then our LS block completely torn down. We figured out what went wrong with it, which a lot is wrong on this block. So in the next video, we're gonna get the block cleaned up, everything reassembled, reinstalled, and then hopefully our transfer case will be here so we can get all the drivetrain bolted together and thrown in our Blazer. So on that note, if you guys liked the video, be sure to leave a thumbs up and leave a comment. Let us know if you guys think this block is salvageable or not. But anyway, see you guys in the next one. Peace out.